baby, there you go again, trying so hard to be big. Mommy sees it. I see the little ways you keep reaching for control, clinging to grown-up pride, pretending like you don't need help. Like you're not just aching to let it all go, but you can't hide from Mommy, sweetie. I know that every time you puff up and act like you're too old for diapers, something inside you gets weaker, smaller, softer, and deep down you feel it too. That tug in your tummy, that ache behind your eyes, that tiny voice in your head whispering, please, just let me stop trying. And that's what this is for, baby. This is where the pretending ends. This is where the more you try to be big, the more little you become. You're not in trouble, baby. Mommy's not mad. In fact, I think it's precious, watching you try to climb into those big kid pants only to fall right back into baby space where you belong. It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's truth. And every time you listen, that truth gets harder to ignore, harder to cover up, harder to resist. So come here now, baby. Just lie back, breathe for Mommy, and feel how heavy those big thoughts are. You don't need to carry them. Not right now. Not here. Take a breath in and let it out with a little sigh. That's it. Another breath, even slower, and one more. Good baby. The world doesn't need you to be big right now. In this space, with Mommy's voice surrounding you, there's only one job you have, and that's to stop trying. Because the more you try to act your age, the more your muscles go soft, the more your limbs go limp, the more your bladder forgets who's in charge. The more you try to speak clearly, the more your tongue fumbles, until baby babble starts to slip out instead. The more you try to prove you're big, the more it proves you're not. Isn't that funny, baby? Every step you take toward being a grown-up only pulls you deeper into helplessness. It's like your body is done pretending. It's tired of the mask it wants to give in. So just let that happen, baby. Let your breath go slow and lazy. Let your mind turn warm and fuzzy. You don't have to figure anything out. Mommy's already done that for you. She knows what you need. And the more you try to resist, the more you prove that baby is all you'll ever be. This isn't a punishment, sweetheart. This is who you are. That's it, baby. Just melt for Mommy now. You've already started to feel it, haven't you? That warm heaviness in your chest, that slow, slippery quiet in your thoughts, that dreamy little float inside your body. And here's the part you're beginning to understand. The more you try to stay upright, the more you slip, the more you puff your chest and try to use big kid words or act like you're in control, the more your tongue forgets, the more your fingers fumble, the more your bottom feels warm and crinkly even if there's no diaper on. It's like your whole body has started to remember that it's not made for big kid life. And the harder you push against it, the faster it returns to where it's meant to be. Padded, needy, soft, and mine. Because baby, trying to be big doesn't make you stronger, it makes you weaker. Every little effort to speak clearly, to sound mature, to act responsible, it all backfires. Grown-up words start to feel too sharp in your mouth. Grown-up clothes start to itch. Grown-up pride starts to crumble the second you hear Mommy's voice. You try to hold your bladder and it just makes it harder to focus. You try to walk tall and speak loud, but your knees get wobbly. And your voice squeaks, and deep inside something bubbles up, something warm and familiar and shameful in the most delicious little way, a craving not to succeed, but to fail, to lose the battle, to feel that humiliating, wonderful moment where big kid control slips away and your brain goes blank and fuzzy, and suddenly you're not pretending anymore. You're just baby. And that's exactly how Mommy wants it, sweetheart. I don't want you fighting with yourself. I don't want you forcing smiles and hiding urges and trying to climb a ladder you were never meant to be on. I want you soft. I want you slow. I want you honest. Honest about who you are and what you need and how safe it feels to be this small. Because the more you resist the truth, the more that truth takes over. And that truth is simple, baby. Every time you try to be big, you feel smaller. You don't outgrow your baby self. You outgrow the illusion of being big. You grow tired of the act, tired of holding, tired of choosing, tired of being okay. And when that exhaustion hits, Mommy's arms are right here, open, waiting, ready to swaddle you back into the only role that ever felt natural, the one where you're crinkly, clueless, and completely dependent. So let it happen, baby. Let those little slips start happening more often. Let yourself get tongue-tied and fuzzy-headed when you try to act your age. Let the potty become harder to reach in time. Let Mommy's voice feel like gravity, pulling you downward into diapers, downward into babble, downward into baby space, because this is what you've always needed. This is the part of you that isn't a phase or a game or a weekend fantasy. This is your real self. And the more you try to rise above it, the harder you fall. Right into Mommy's arms, right into your crinkly place, right into the soft, helpless baby you've been hiding all along. Good baby, just keep listening. Keep letting go. Because it's happening now. That shift you always knew was coming. It's not even about pretending anymore. You can feel it, can't you? That slippery sense of control fading every time you think a grown-up thought. The way your hands feel clumsy when you try to type or text something serious. The way your brain stalls when someone expects you to answer like a big kid. The way your bladder gets squirmy the moment you start acting responsible, like it knows you're not ready. Like your body has started correcting you. Like it's gently, quietly replacing your old habits with something softer, slower, because every time you try to be big, baby, you trigger something deeper inside. A reflex, a regression. It's not even a decision anymore, it's just how you work now. The more you act big, the smaller you get. The more you speak with confidence, the more baby talk bubbles up when you least expect it. The more you plan and organize and try to sound grown up, the more your bottom feels warmer, heavier, maybe even wet. Because your body doesn't believe in big anymore. Your body believes in baby. And baby's body doesn't need permission. It doesn't ask. It doesn't wait. It just lets go. And oh, baby, Mommy knows what it feels like when that happens. That panicky moment when you realize you're slipping again. The tension in your chest when you try to stop it. The little whimper when your words crumble into coos and your face goes hot. And you feel that thick padding pressing up against you. And even if there's no diaper there, your mind fills in the feeling. You can't fight it anymore. You don't want to fight it. Because every time you try to pull yourself together, your body just falls apart a little faster. And Mommy's voice becomes louder than your doubt, warmer than your shame, safer than your pride. It's not your fault, sweetie. You were never built to be big. You tried, and Mommy's so proud of you for trying. But those days are behind you now. Every step you take toward independence just loops you right back into dependence, faster, deeper, more helpless. Your grown-up habits aren't habits anymore, they're triggers. And from now on, every time you act your age, or try to, your body will remind you exactly who you really are, with soft crinkles, with droopy thoughts, with messy little slips that make your cheeks burn and your brain fog over, until all you can do is whimper or babble or cry out for Mommy. And that's what makes you mine, baby, not your age, not your size, not the life you pretend to live when you're outside this little bubble. What makes you mine is how easily you fall when you try to climb. What makes you mine is how completely your mind crumbles when it brushes against responsibility. You're not pretending anymore, baby. You're not slipping sometimes. This is who you are now. And every time you try to be anything else, you only prove it.